Hello, I'm Paige or Novice Cosplay, and I am a Janome Maker. Today I'm going to show you 3 different ways to create stripes on your fabric using your machine, so you can add cute striped customization to any of your clothes or your cosplay. So let's get started. First up are satin stitched stripes. We're going to switch to a nice top stitching thread, then select the zigzag stitch on your machine. Make sure you attach your zigzag foot. You also want to shorten the stitch length so that the zigzags look like a solid line. Make sure to do a test run to test your tension, because on lightweight fabrics you may need to add a tearaway stabilizer. Even this test I did, I probably should have used a little bit of stabilizer. You can also adjust the width for a thinner or a thicker stripe like these two. I've used this method for a vest and to customize one of my own button-up shirts. Satin stitch stripes are pretty durable, but the downside is they do take kind of a long time to stitch out, and they use a ton of thread. These stripes also have a maximum width depending on your machine. So if you need something a bit thicker, you can use my favorite method for adding stripes, which is top stitching ribbon, like I did with this thick bound stripe on this adorable head kerchief that I made. You can use any style of ribbon for this. However, if you're going to be going over curves, you may need something more malleable than polyester, like a nice satin silk ribbon. All you have to do is pin your ribbon on, go to a standard straight stitch, and then edge stitch as close as you can to the edge of your ribbon. I like using my zigzag foot for this because I can really see what I'm doing and where my needle is going. And I set my machine to a slow speed so I have a lot of control. If you're using a wide ribbon, like I am here, make sure you top stitch on both sides of the ribbon so that it's nice and secure. You can top stitch ribbon not just in straight lines, but you can also make plaids with them. And you can also use super thin ribbon like I did with these cuffs, where I used 2mm silk ribbon. All you need to do is stitch down once, straight in the center. Finally, if you want something a little more delicate, you can use any one of the many decorative stitches programmed into your Janome. And let me show you a trick for easily lining up your stripes in case you want multiple and you want them to be perfectly parallel. After you stitch your first stripe, for all the other stripes, we'll use the quilting guide. It's a metal bar that most Janome machines come with, so you put it in and you determine how wide apart you want your stripes. And then you simply line up your previous stripe with this bar as you stitch. I haven't used any decorative stripes on a cosplay yet, but they're so cute that I really need to make some custom stripes with this soon. These definitely aren't the only methods of adding stripes to your fabrics, but they are my favorite because there's no dye involved and no paint. So go have fun customizing those fabrics, clothes, and cosplays. Bye!